Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds. I'm Nerdarchy Steve. Today I'm hanging out with these fine nerds. And we're going to be playing some Zoo Mafia tonight. As always, the links to Robin Miller and Stephen Partridge are in the description. Go check them out. Show them some love. Follow them across the interwebs. And if you are interested in Zoo Mafia RPG and you want to get in the know so that you can become part of the Zoo Mafia family, when we release the free quick start rules, there is a link to the newsletter down below. So you can sign up for that. We'll only harass you for Zoo Mafia stuff. Matter of fact, we've had that newsletter for a while. We have not actually sent any out yet because we don't have news for you yet. But when we do, that's where it's going to go first. So with that, we're gonna jump into some Zoo Mafia. So last session, you guys performed the big heist. The last job was you boosted a train underneath the beak of Al Capone. She had this sweet deal going on called the Sunrise Express, which she used to get contraband into the zoo. So the first run of the train basically around the zoo in order to test it and make sure that it was safe for the zoo goers is also part of the operation where they would bring in contraband, and you guys caused a distraction and delay stopping the train and getting the pachyderms and Lucky Lucy and her crew of elephants to give you a hand offloading and hiding the goods. You also ran into an old friend, and then I think you promptly blew his head off, amongst other things. There was some encounters with a intrepid reporter that she just doesn't want to keep her cute button little koala bear nose where it belongs, which the crew has been trying to straighten out. And if there's anything that I forgot that you guys would like to add, feel free to jump in.
Eve definitely invited the koala to stick her nose more places because she's genuinely combating this notion of trying to have friends outside the mafia while still being part of the mafia, and it may prove problematic.
I would just throw a little bit of, fun word usage in there, in that the pachyderms unpacked the train.
They lent a trunk. Also, right before we served Alligator that lead sandwich, we indulged ourselves with a little bit of the successful heist money and out went to Raj, who's a peacock tailor, and slapped some serious peanuts down on the table to get some fancy new duds because we were planning on going to the sty later, and we were just feeling good.
And also, I
not
will
feeling so good now, but
I will bring up on your after the heist, you guys all made it back to your enclosures.
Oh, that's right, and I sapped that pigeon, that stool pigeon.
Stanley, the stool pigeon. Got a little extra heaping of what do they make those out of?
Blackjacks? It's like a leather sack filled with like lead powder, I think.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a bar, like a flexible bar too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they make them different ways.
Back in the day.
I think the more modern one is actually the bar because it snaps.
Yeah.
But anyway, either way, you knocked Stanley out for his nosiness. And with that, you guys had time to kind of recoup and recover back in your enclosures. You got out there, spent some of your ill-gotten gains, and what are you guys going to do now?
So what's the name of that veterinarian?
Oh man, well, I don't know, but I think our spotted friend can probably get you in pretty quick.
So the
leopard was a cheetah. No, it was a cheetah.
It's a cheetah.
What was his name? I have it here somewhere.
It's a cheetah and was it a collie? Let me go to my notes.
No, it was a husky, I think. No, those are usually cops and stuff. Boy, I have just lots of names because I love all the the fun names. One of my notes from last time just says Mick the Mouse. I have no idea who that is. Or what it is. I was like, that's a cool name.
Well, regardless of what the vet's name is, I need to go see them.
Yeah.
I've got several, gator bite wounds right through me. I'm glad that I didn't get the new vest yet because this one's destroyed. I'm at 3 out of 10. So
Let's see.
Guys.
Well, the vet. Actually, we're right near the vet, so yeah, I would totally try to.
Dr. Leslie Ruffenstein is the female husky, and Bruno is Bruno Russo. The male cheetah nurse with some anxiety issues. Although they've gotten better since he's gotten his catnip.
Yep, and I've been just doling it out to him. And
what is the nurse's name?
Dime bags.
The nurse's name Bruno Russo.
Yeah. Oh, the nurse. Yeah. Yeah, and I believe that was right over near the administration, which is near the market by the front thing. So, I mean, and it's like I said, like just in the aftermath and all that gun smoke and the dead gator, and seeing Tommy all bit up, I'm just gonna try to like put a few of my shoulders under his and try to just hightail it to the thing. I mean, he's in serious condition.
Yeah, you are right near the animal hospitals. They're in Area 2, by the ticket sales.
And I'm just not going to be shy about wanting to go in and take him wherever he needs to go. So whatever impediments are in my way, I'll deal with as they come up. I'm imagining just like, essentially I'm going to like push the door open and like, I mean, he's like near death, right?
I'm definitely unstable.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. You said you have 3 left?
I have three health left. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's like, he's got like serious lacerations.
The gator bit me twice.
Yeah, you're an otter.
Stabbed me with
and he had like a mechanical jaw.
Yeah.
And I'll just I'll just call out for Bruno.
Bruno rushes over. There's some people in there with, just the normal stuff. But when they see like how serious the condition is, Bruno gets a gurney, wheels it on over so that you can help Tommy get on top of it.
Just hang in there. We'll get you fixed up.
So if I can say, like, totally would.
I didn't mean to steal your.
Either get like, part of the bite or the knife, like his face, so you could get a cool scar on his cheek. I think. I don't know if I'm whatever. Do as you will.
If you want a cool scar, you can add a cool scar to your character. I mean, if you got to go to the vet, I feel like you can at least get a cool scar.
As they're wheeling him in, I'll tell Bruno, like, make sure he's okay.
Although it's got to be pretty gruesome because most animals don't actually scar.
Oh yeah, I never really thought about that.
Yeah, when I was doing research for a Scarface character, like horses and whales, there's certain animals that scar better.
Look at how much you can learn by playing Zoo Mafia.
Yeah, whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. So so Leslie has Bruno wheel you in, and at Cobb you're asked to wait outside in the waiting area.
I'll just pace on all 8 legs.
Nice.
Not even concerned with my snazzy new natty duds having blood all over them. It's my friend in there.
So after several hours of surgery, they release Tommy.
I'm like pacing around, like literally around the room, like up the wall, up the ceiling.
They're like, that would be. We found this in you, and they hand you like a metal tooth, alligator tooth.
That's pretty blessed.
Yeah, it's gonna become a necklace.
Heck yeah, it is.
Are all of us there?
If you want to be.
Yeah, I didn't mean this. Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah. Eva's just gonna try to make sure. That you're all right, and then she is going to ask you how much you remember about the fight.
Well, what was it? Ali came and tried to enact some revenge.
Yes.
There was something about you guys wanting some outfits and him trying to eat me.
Yes. Well, obviously our outfits did not turn out so well, at least not for me, since It's now got bullet holes in it.
I think I can get this out.
I'll probably see if I can get treatment for that too, because I was missing 2 health.
You got shot?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I was choking the gator.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And there was also some monkey mooks hanging around as well.
Yeah, Cobb took care of most of them, I believe.
Spent a marker to do it. It was worth it.
There was
somewhere in those hours I would have tried that catnip just to calm down. Like, I don't know, maybe.
Are spiders affected by catnip?
I don't know. Did you find that out in your research? I didn't research that. I'll have to look.
No, I'm just wondering.
Catnip effect on spiders.
I can't say that I found that in my research. Anybody in the chat know about the effects of catnip on other animals?
I'll do it quick and dirty.
Yeah. So you're there, Eve. Oliver, you can be there if you want to, unless you have something else you want to do.
Huh.
I'm sitting outside watching for trouble.
Okay.
Because I'm still basically fresh for the fight this time around. So if trouble starts, I want to be the one out there getting ready to claw at it.
Yeah, so after the initial commotion, like everything starts to wind down, and you see something you guys haven't seen before.
This is at the vet?
This is like, kind of like in the aftermath.
Okay.
You guys are watching like at the vet.
I was doing that research.
Oliver's, checking things out.
Okay.
You see a squad of wolves roll up into the aftermath, dressed in police uniforms. There's 5 of them, 5 gray timber wolves, and one black timber wolf wearing sergeant stripes on his uniform, and they start like asking around and asking questions, but for the most part, the pedestrians, the citizens are like, oh, I didn't see anything, and I don't know what happened. They point to the dead alligator, like, and the monkeys, like, oh, they started causing trouble and fighting with everybody. And like really like they're trying to do anything but talk to the cops.
Good on them. You said this is at the marketplace, right?
Yeah, this is at the marketplace,
and
which
Oliver
would be able to see from where you're kind of keeping watch outside of the vets.
Gotcha.
Cool. I would like to. Sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say. I imagine you're like kind of up, like watching, still
Yes.
As an owl.
Yes, people seldom look up, and I'm also not sitting in an obvious place. I'm like not trying to hide, but like, next to something that's already vertical so that I'm not like sticking out like a sore thumb.
Smart.
Would animals use that phrase?
What?
Not sticking out like a sore dew claw.
A sore talon.
So is Oliver just like hanging out there, or hanging out there like a young tough?
No, he's just hanging out. He's being subtle.
Yeah. He's not leaning up against the tree or pole, flipping a coin.
No, he's like perched on top of the building next to something sticking out of it, hiding-ish.
Yeah. So you haven't seen these guys around before.
Maybe I try to get closer and hear what I can hear. Owls are very stealthy flyers.
Yes, they are. So you fly a little bit closer, and actually like there's the market area is covered, so you could actually be on top of it and kind of listen in. The sergeant seems to be doing most of the talking. He's like, it's really easy to discern his voice has got a really strong and commanding voice. And all the citizens seem a little intimidated. They're also probably a little shaken because of all the commotion that kind of happened. But so you're saying you didn't see anything? No. Bullets were flying, jaws were chomping. I dove out of the way. I didn't see a thing. I was hiding. You know, it was really scary. Where were you guys? We could have used you. Who are you guys? Well, we've just been sent in recently. Seems like this zoo has some problems, and will be if you think of anything new that you've maybe you've forgotten, we'll be over in the America exhibits over there. You can find us along with the captain, Johnny America, in the Bald Eagle enclosure. And it's like just different iterations of that. The police presence so far, law enforcement has been very weak in and pretty much staying out of sight. And if you stick around and listen for a while, what you hear is kind of after they leave, or people whispering kind of behind their back. It's like, oh yeah, I heard they came in yesterday. It's the new exhibit. They came in yesterday with the New America exhibit. But I didn't know they were sending all the cops. You think they're feds? And all kinds of whispers and rumors like that you're kind of hearing. And everyone seems, excited, nervous, not sure what to expect.
All right, I'll take that information, slide it into my back pocket, and head back over to the vet's office. No need to worry them with it while they're still getting patched up.
So how much does Tommy heal?
So after you're done with the vet, we can actually take a little bit of a break, end the job. You guys can, take a week or so and heal up. And also, I don't know if you guys would want to maybe just lay low, after you have your big score.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. Yeah.
Laying low would be good. We could
figure out what our next move is.
Get the duds properly, fixed and made. Possibly, head over to the sty and, make some visitations on a regular basis.
I guess we could figure out what we got and how much we owe to certain people who are going to want their cut.
Right.
Like that horse fella and those pachyderms.
Didn't you guys already divide that out?
Did we?
Yeah.
Right then and there? Oh, that night?
Clothes.
Oh, okay.
Clothes after having gotten that, I think.
Okay.
Because we went to Raj's because Raj was a contact of Oliver's.
Right.
I know Tommy got himself a toy otter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, from the heist.
From the gift shop stuff.
Yeah.
Eve has actually probably throughout the whole week been weirdly distant from everybody, kind of like that super still thing that snakes do where they're staring, but you're not sure if they're staring through you or directly at you kind of thing. And she's been doing that all week, but just into the distance.
I imagine the first day Tommy is trying to put on a brave face and do whatever he would do. And the crew is dude, you need to rest. Stop it.
I'd imagine Cab is trying to figure out what their next move is. They know they want to give, a tribute to Don, but not sure what it is. And even, it's it's good to lay low. So in that bit of downtime, I think it would just explore some other side scams or gigs maybe there's more to this catnip racket than I thought. And maybe just doing that on sticking a few spinnerets in that pool to just see what he could do.
So one of the things, the thing happens during the week too, while you guys are kind of doing some stuff, but keeping a little bit quiet, is you realize that that area where the bald eagle is, they have the American crocodile and American alligator. They've totally renovated this this section of the zoo and added this large wolf exhibit to it.
That's right there.
I do tell them, by the way.
And they actually like the bald eagle that used to be in the exhibit before is gone, and like he was kind of old and malted feathers, and it was like the mayor, but the unofficial mayor type. And he's been replaced with this much younger, healthier specimen of a bald eagle. And also in the week, there throughout the night there has been foot patrols of them calling themselves the Claw Patrol, and they usually travel in four flatfoots and a sergeant.
Flat paws.
Yeah, 4 flat paws and a sarge.
Man, Dave, you're hysterical.
I just love the reference. I imagine at some point, Eve may stop coming to the bar with everyone and occasionally like start to go to the news place. She'll be like, kind of sneaking off. She'll go probably even up to the door sometimes. Then she'll just stop. And then she'll leave.
Yeah. So the whole mood of the underworld of the zoo has been really kind of depressed, right? Like they're not sure what to do, what to make of these newcomers. Like, the law enforcement that was here before were, like I said, scared to death, easy to push around, on the take. These wolves are something the zoo has not seen for a long time. So everyone is trying to figure out. On the other hand, the regular citizenry of the zoo itself seems to be practically beaming and glowing, and they've never felt so safe before. Alice is writing pieces in the zoo, in the Daily Zoo, about how the new Claw Patrols are really working out and stamping down crime, and maybe this mafia war is finally coming to an end.
Is there any word on the street about our job that we pulled? Like like any kind of fallout from that, or anything really?
So one of the things is, it seems like not a lot of people knew how Al Capone was pulling in all these illicit goods. But yeah, it's kind of been noticed that like there is less stuff that's being sold, which is also causing the prices in the black market to kind of go up, because you guys are taking a large portion of it and they're kind of having it stashed right now. And if you want to find more information out, you'd have to like investigate to see what they're kind of like.
As I'm sort of peddling little dime bags of catnip and stuff, just keep my ear to the street and just sort of like poke around. I'm careful not to try and like give away that I was involved in that or anything.
Yeah. So put your peepers to work and see what.
Okay. Oh, I love the names of these things.
See what you come up with.
Let's see. Where is the
awareness?
Awareness.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. That's a good start. So, which one don't I count? All right. And I'm good at that. Nice. 11. All
right, almost a crit. So yeah, like Al Capone is furious, and has put a bounty out on anyone that can give them information for who has perpetrated this and had the audacity to commit this heinous act against her.
Oh my God. I got a perfect idea, guys.
Okay. Any what happened to like Mickey Cohen, Monkey Cohen? Any word on him? Like he's sort of like the middleman. Probably the hammer might fall on him. I would hope.
So Monkey Cohen, You haven't heard anything about it, but that's kind of internal stuff. I mean, you could always go visit his establishment and see what's going on.
I was just thinking like what I might have heard on the street. But
yeah.
The low level people. And
so do you share this information, Cobb?
Oh yeah, I would totally. I'm imagining that in that week or so we'd at least get together, contact each other at some point. I'd be like, oh, well. So unfortunately, Al Capone doesn't know it's us, but she is pretty pissed off.
Dude, this whole thing is about us getting made and putting down Al Capone. What if?
Yeah.
Go with me here. What if we sell it that it's Monkey Cohen doing Al Capone dirty?
I like the way you think, Tommy. This laying low is giving us some good ideas. Yeah. We even have a contact in the paper who might be able to disseminate stories like that.
I suppose that would make sense, yes. And then perhaps we could destroy her organization from the inside.
Well, they're going to do their own fighting. They're going to help us out whether they want to or not.
Indeed. And perhaps then she'll know exactly who was behind it all.
I think you're muted.
I said ha. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you now. We didn't hear the ha, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine that might feel good to a journalist who'd been violently kidnapped by those very same criminals.
Now, I know, Eve, you got a bit of partial liking with Alice, and we know full well that, that's a concocted story. You okay selling that lie?
Yes. She kind of like actually does hesitate there when she, and then I could. I couldn't. And she kind of like, takes several, probably like a good minute. I could not convince her to come right covertly under an alias. And it's, I don't know, pulling the job, succeeding, it was a thrill. It was the greatest thrill. And I never expected to get caught up in all this, but it's exciting and it's fun and it's dangerous. And then Tommy, you got hurt, and then I tried to meet with Alice to convince her that she could, I was hoping she might join us eventually, subtly, maintain that friendship and strengthen it. And then she started blushing, and I think she might be interested in me, but then I'm not interested in her, which then spurs a whole new conflict. And on top of all of that, I invited her to contact us if she had trouble.
She's smart. She I don't think she would do anything that would compromise herself.
But there's
honestly,
a couple things.
I'm just thinking, if we're using her to disseminate information, that makes her an asset.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have to. I'll put all the cards on the table. She's more on the neutral side, more on the law side. It's fine and all, Eve, if you're going to be, her friend, but I care more about the four of you, or the three of you. I care more about getting made and being in the protection of somebody that's going to allow us to keep doing these kind of things and offer more. But,
does anybody know a good forger? I mean, Alice is pretty smart. All we have to do is present her the evidence and let her connect the dots. We just have to make sure those dots lead to Monkey Cohen.
That's probably a better idea than us flat out telling her anyway.
We've got the letter. Does that actually have to Monkey Cohen?
No, it just had the information.
Okay.
So we need to find the dots that connect that packet from their source to him.
No, I like that a lot, because honestly, if we're doing something more low-key right now, then that leaves the people that are blasting each other openly to get hunted down by those wolves out there.
I've had some time to recover, so I'm up for whatever you need. You know that I can usually get in, get out of places, and get through the obstacles in their way. If we got to do it without gunfire, and he kind of like, reaches into the bag and kind of like gives a longing look at the dynamite and then puts it back into the bag.
That was pretty wild what happened in the street.
That's the downside of what we're doing.
I am never going to be able to go back to that tailor again.
Money can open a lot of doors.
Hey,
did Bruno give that metal tooth to me or Tommy?
To Tommy.
Oh, okay.
Since it was in him.
Yeah.
So I had acquired a gold necklace from somewhere. Oh
yeah, we got all kinds. Yeah, me and you stole it. I think we pickpocketed some passengers of the train, maybe?
No, I bought it off the tortoise that was on the train.
Yeah, I think that's why I got like pinky rings.
So I don't know whether we've got access to a jeweler, but I totally get that tooth mounted on the necklace. Those or clashes or not, I don't care. I'm good.
Yeah, that wouldn't be so hard. So how are you going to go about setting up Monkey Cohen?
So we're talking about a couple of ideas. One is we could just straight up go to Alice and lie our fur off, scales off, feathers off.
She'll see right through that. She'll know it was us.
Or
she knows that we were at his place that night.
Oliver was talking about, or Oliver and Cobb were talking about trying to find information that could tie Monkey Cohen to talking to a human.
Mm-hmm. We need to find who sent him that packet.
From there, we would be able to try and lay the blame that, he was already in talks with the guards. Logic dictates that he's trying to do Al Capone dirty, and maybe he's trying to be the new figurehead and trying to put her down.
Yeah, and if things go our way with that, maybe an enterprising young mob are the ones who find all that contraband good that went missing. People sure would like that.
Indeed. Well, I think I actually know a way that we could give Alice the information rather directly. I'll simply tell her that we found it when we rescued her, while we were looking for her, which is true. It's not a lie. But then we wouldn't have told her because, I don't want her to be in danger again. Once again, another truth. And Eve starts to kind of like get in slightly better spirits as you see the smile start to spread across her face a little bit. And she's like, yes, I think I could sell that story.
I think if she's as smart as we all think she is, she'd pretty easily figure out that it was us that pulled that job.
The question is, would she say that? Because she could have posted our faces. She didn't. It would have been stupid to, because she knows that we know where she is.
But
criminals who cause economic downturn discovered sounds like a much better headline than thinking her life's going to be in danger. She's put herself in peril more than once for a story.
There's a couple things to look at. Number one, she knows every time she posts a story that talks about criminals and she signs her name on it, she knows that there's a chance that if that person that's involved reads that paper and is vindictive enough, she's a goner. She's essentially signing her own warrant. So it's whether or not she feels strongly enough about what she's got to say. Now, if Eve here can, shall we say, spin a yarn or spin a web in a way that is going to make this completely look like it was all on Monkey Cohen and can truly sell it, I pitched the idea. I'm here for it. If it turns out that Al Capone thinks it's garbage, well, then no skin off our teeth. If Al Capone then begins to suspect and Monkey Cohen's doing something on the sly, that could be the evidence that they just turn on each other. Anything that, anything that, really goes in the direction of them two against each other, works in our interest.
Suppose, just for a moment, that in addition to giving Alice this information, I could take one of you with me just to verify that Alice really does believe the tale. Probably one of you savvy enough to notice and read her a little bit. Maybe Cobb, given your keen perception. And then the others might plant some of the goods that we have with Monkey Cohen.
It's certainly an intriguing thought.
I mean, of course, Al Capone will look into any allegations the newspaper makes, however far-fetched, because, darling, where would they get such information that they're even connected? Where would legitimate people find that? And so she would want to look into it, and if she found some of it, well, it's far more believable than if she found none of it.
You are quite devious there, Eve.
Well, thank you.
So are you devious? Is that what we would say?
You might. But
I guess part of it would be to kind of root through here and what we feel is good enough evidence to part with that Monkey Cohen would save for themselves and isn't too much of a hardship for us to let go.
Indeed. And whoever wants to come with me, you can feel free to question Alice yourself. Get to know her. Find out if you think that she's a good asset, or if maybe this should be the parting ways.
Oh, she can definitely be a good asset. My mind's already made up on that much. I know how easily you can charm someone into doing what you want, but...
So, Tommy, Cobb, which of you would like to come and meet Alice?
Well, if we're planting stuff on Monkey Cohen, that's up my alley. That's where I need to be.
Yeah, I am more inclined to keep an eye on things for you as well. Is that what we're doing?
Do you want to go with me to meet Alice and get a feel for her, or do you want to go with them and keep a lookout?
Well, actually, you just said the magic word. That is my playbook, so I will do that.
Oh. All right. So is Eve going by herself then, or is anybody coming with her?
I'll go with Eve.
Okay. So yeah, we'll go meet Alice then at her bar that she took me to, I'll like send her a message or something to see if she wants to get drinks, and I'll tell her I'll bring a friend.
Okay.
Because I don't want to scare her off by inviting her to like, monkey business or the sty or anything like that.
Yeah. So the green lemur is kind of the speakeasy that the regular animals head to.
Okay. What is the atmosphere like? Is it like dimly lit? Is it like
dimly
swinging?
lit, very smoky?
Okay.
They got like big band music going on. Although they're actually like playing it lower than they would normally. They're not letting people like form lines to get in like they used to. Like, if there's not room to get in, they're told they have to like walk around the block or whatever. You can't hang out here out front.
Okay. Well, Oliver, this is the Green Lemur. This is where I've gone with Alice to get drinks many times. They have some excellent mixed drinks.
I see.
So, shall we?
I'll hold the door.
All right. Is the person up front at the door letting us through to get in?
Yeah, you guys get in.
Okay. Do we see Alice?
So, matter of fact, like that's one of the reasons why the door person let you in, because Alice kind of like dropped your descriptions, and they kind of point you over to where Alice is.
Okay. Well, hello again, Alice.
Oh, hey, Eve, I see you got your friend with you. And she kind of gives Oliver a little bit of side eye after the last exchange and encounter. But it's good to see I still have some pull around here.
Indeed, you certainly are quite influential here. No wonder it's your bar.
Well, people appreciate the news.
Of course. Speaking of, I confess I was sitting on a scoop for you, but I didn't want to give it to you until there was no chance of you putting yourself in danger again, given what happened last time and all. Not that I doubt your ability to stay out of trouble, mind you, but it's just, I didn't want to see you risk getting yourself killed by those monkey mooks.
So Outback Alice is sitting there in her little fedora, and she's got a white shirt and tie on, a kind of like a trench coat that she's got thrown over the back of the chair. And when you say that, her nose twitches, she kind of tilts her head, and her ears twitch a little bit, and in indications of you take as her being a little indignant, about the whole being in danger comment. I can take care of myself. I've been doing this a long time, probably before you even came to the zoo.
I'm sure, because I read your articles when I got here. But when we rescued you, if you remember, it wasn't so clean cut as our shenanigans may have implied. We had to go through several rooms, and one of them showed us this. And she pulls out the paper. That's the arrangement.
So as you're pulling out the paper, you hear this loud crash at the door and the commotion, and the door person saying, "Hey, there's nothing here. It's okay. There's nothing. We have got nothing going on," as they come flying through the door. And stepping through the door after them is this large black timber wolf wearing police uniform with sergeant stripes on the R's. "All right, boys, you know what to do. Party's over, people. Go home before we start busting heads and booking you." And the basically all the wolves pull out their billy clubs, and they start like smashing the glasses with booze in them, knocking them over, and they're like heading towards the bar.
Perhaps we should talk elsewhere. your place or perhaps the paper or something?
Alice's eyes literally light up, glowing nearly, as she sees what's going on. She reaches for a camera that was on the inside of her jacket, her trench coat. You don't even know how she hid it. It's big and bulky, and she pulls that out to take a picture. And with her other hand, she's like trying to get out a notepad. Yeah. I'll meet up with you later. And she begins going to work, trying to get the scoop of what's going on here. What do the two of you want to do?
So, are they like hurting people?
Only if people don't comply.
Okay.
Which most people are just first they're startled, and now, so they're a little rough, like shoving people around, but for the most part, like as people start moving towards the door, they ignore them and they seem to be heading towards the bar.
Eve, who's the maffiest, most gossipy person in here?
Can I get a quick read of the room and see if I know who that is?
Yeah. Put your peepers to work.
I swear, if it turns out to be Alice.
I bet it is Alice. Oh dear. I left my dice out on the table for D&D last night. I'll be right back. I can't believe I forgot that.
Oliver, what is it Oliver wants Eve to look for?
Just somebody who's probably likely to repeat things.
Okay.
I just want to make a comment on our way out to somebody that is likely to take to it. Okay. You know, just mentioning that I wouldn't take that.
Okay. All right. There we go. I got it. Aha. Sorry about that.
No worries.
All right. Ooh, that's pretty good actually. Yeah, I got it. I got my bow in my mouth. That's a 9 plus. What am I rolling?
Put your peepers to work. Awareness.
Okay, awareness +1, so 10.
Okay, 10's a success. There's a trio of monkey mooks in the corner, and you instantly get the vibe that they're here, rubbing elbows with the common folk because they feel like they can feel like big shots instead of mooks. Amongst them, but they went real quickly from feeling like big shots to back right to being mooks, and very, very nervous mooks because they see these cops.
Okay, I will point at the monkey mooks so that Oliver can see.
That's not exactly the problem I was trying to solve with this, but this could be fun anyway. So I will drop that comment to them on my way out.
What's the comment again? I'm sorry.
Just, I wouldn't put up with that.
Oh.
Yeah, they're outnumbered. They're not going to do anything. they actually look more defeated after you say that, as their tails slink and their head shoulders just slump, and they start filing out with everybody else, looking kind of sideways at the flat paws.
Oh man. So TN suggests that we bribe the cops.
Those do not look like the kinds of cops that you can bribe.
So now at this point they're behind the bar and they're just smashing all the booze.
Can I try to swipe some? As we're on our way out?
You can certainly try. Give me a commit caper.
Okay. This might be really stupid, guys, but what's game night for if not stupid antics? Okay, that's 6, 3. I have doubles. I'm showing the neutral boss.
Okay, what's your score?
I have a total of 11 because my sly went up to 2 when I spent experience this time.
So 11 with the neutral boss is a success. Everyone gets a forward. So whatever you're trying to swipe, you took it with you.
All right. Just a random bottle of something, whatever booze you want to advertise exists in this animal world.
Yeah, the thing that really lets you pull it off is the fact that like the cops, the flat paws are like looking at the monkey mooks suspiciously, so like, they're kind of distracted, and that's that's why you're able to succeed and also succeed so well.
Okay. All right. So yeah, she will do that, and we'll get out of there, and hopefully Alice gets out of there. I want to make sure that Alice picked up the paper too. Did she do that, or?
Yes, she would have picked up the paper.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, we'll just get the heck out of Dodge. I'll probably like show Oliver, like as we're leaving, she'll just like, grin and kind of shake the bottle in front of him.
Oh.
You're terrible.
What did you grab a bottle of?
Catnip infused rum.
Well, no reason we can't all have fun tonight regardless.
Indeed. You could say I'm terrible or I'm wonderful. One of those.
Both of those, definitely.
So the two of you have just witnessed something you've never seen since you've been in the zoo. You've never seen law enforcement crack down on a speakeasy.
Oh, really?
With that, I'm going to go to Cobb and Tommy Toolman.
So we've gone ahead and sorted out what we feel is juicy enough to that Monkey Cohen could have taken, but not so not so good that it looks like this obviously should have been planted.
And we don't want to take the best. We want to keep the best stuff for ourselves.
We already have, a way in that we've used before.
So at Miami, at the monkey business, it's like under Miami Ice, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Right over by that wacky petting zoo. One of these days, when we get in there.
That's where Horse the Horse is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They have their own little mafia / gang in there.
Yeah, that's probably. I've heard it's a wild time in there. It gets wacky. I'd like to see that sometime, but for right now, we have work to do. So let's see, how much stuff we get? Like a crate?
I think so.
Okay, we can manage that. Although I will definitely, like I said, if we have to transport it from where we have it stashed, which I think is somewhat near the Asian elephant exhibit. So that's not too terribly far. If you can hoist that thing on your back or drag it.
I probably can.
We'll have to be. You guys might have to either procure some kind of ride or a dolly or something.
Is there any of the carts that are close by to where our stash is that we might be able to borrow? What do you think, Tommy?
I think we can acquire something. I mean, we've used things before.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys find a cart.
Oh, we did?
And load it up with the crate.
Oh, all right.
Now
I want to keep an extra careful look out because those feds are around the prowl. Is it a full moon tonight?
So I don't know what situation falls in, but I think getting to the drop is far more important to do so stealthily and quietly.
Yes, 100%.
I want to say it's all about timing and try out my new skill.
Okay.
Oh, cool. It is all about, nice.
So before I roll this die, I'm going to assume I don't get the +1 forward from Steven's roll because I wasn't on his team at the time.
I mean, technically everyone does get it, so...
Right, it's the job. The job is to frame Monkey Cohen.
I'm just making sure I'm following the rules because I know we've done the the forward going to.
As soon as we split up, we were on a job.
All right, so that's going to be an 8, no doubles.
All right.
So 7 through 9 is just give a forward. So I don't know if it's I don't know if it's supposed to be give a forward or get a forward. But if it's give, then I'll obviously give it to my lookout.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. So with that, you guys are trying to, be stealthy, find the best way to do it. I believe, Cobb, you might have an ability that helps you with that.
Oh, well, nobody knows my zoo better than me. You mean, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
I know it like the back of my spinneret. Yeah, I guess, we are at the start of job. Oh, cool. Roll. I have 2 forwards. Oh, my gosh. Wow, and doubles. Okay, this is very complicated. So my results were 17.
Okay, so that's a super success.
Okay. I have doubles.
Okay.
And they're both bosses. So I have the enemy die and the ally die.
Okay. So you're going to get a marker.
Oh, wow. Awesome. I was down 1.
So you get a marker back.
All right.
And you get a -1 forward on the next thing you do.
Okay.
For the enemy boss showing up.
Okay.
So here's what happens. You guys load the crate up. You figure out the best route. And it is the absolute best route because nobody knows this is the way you do it. So.
Nobody's going to take this road.
And as you guys are kind of zipping through, you get spotted by some monkey mooks. But
great.
A claw patrol shows up at the same time. They see the monkey mooks. They don't see you guys. So the reason why you have that -1 is because now you're kind of looking over your shoulder.
Okay.
But they all kind of move on, and the monkey moose get harassed and driven off, and you get there. You get to monkey business without any problems.
This is just lousy with these monkeys, isn't it, or what? I mean, seriously.
I mean, you are going to a place called Monkey Business.
Yeah.
I swear, there's always more of these things. No matter how many, bite the dust.
This zoo has more monkeys than all the other zoos combined.
They got so many monkeys, the zookeepers don't even notice they die on a nightly basis.
Well, I mean, we all know humans are stupid.
So, with that, you guys are going to try and infiltrate Monkey Cohen, and where do you kind of found like some of the storerooms?
Yes,
that'd be a great place to hide some stolen contraband.
We've already been here before. We've already scoped this place out. Can't imagine there's been a great change. So I think we do it before. Just do it again.
Yeah, is it can we hear any like activity from the club going on that way, or is it quiet back where we are? Or what? Like
it is.
Like
so you guys had found like the side door before that you'd used to get into, so you obviously know where that is. I'm not even going to make Tommy make a roll to unlock it because he's already unlocked it before.
All right.
But in order to, I'm just going to have you guys each roll a get out of a jam roll.
Okay. And I'm like I said, I'm being like extra cautious. Like if we open a door, I'm gonna like look all around and then we're both making a get out of a jam.
Yeah, and this is in order to get the crate in, sneak past everyone, and get it into the storeroom.
That's 12 no doubles.
That is not good. Was that Moxie? 5.
5's a failure. And what did you get, Ted?
12.
All right. So you get it into the storeroom. Now, what is your plan when you get into the store? Are you just going to drop it and leave it? Are you going to?
I think we should try to like cover it up with, like hide it in there as if he was like hiding it, in plain sight. It's like at his place, but he didn't want anybody else to know.
Okay, so you guys have just finished up hiding it.
I'll put some accent webs around it. I know I can't like spin a web to come down at, but I can like make little web puffs and things like that.
Oh, so you want to? Well, no, it's freshly here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We need this to.
Yes, yeah. Good call. Sorry. I don't do that.
So
maybe whatever 5 he rolled is him undoing because I'm like, dude, no.
Yeah, wasted time.
Oh no, I'll tell you what.
Now looks like it's been here forever.
Sure.
I'll tell you what his 5 is. Don't you worry. So,
okay.
So you guys did like you have an easier way out than you do in because you had a big crate coming in, right? So you weren't going to be able to. You're not going to be able to take that through an air duct,
right?
Event like you did before. But as you guys are getting ready to go through the vent, you hear a familiar voice.
Oh shit!
And the bodyguard Knuckles is a huge bison. Dressed dressed in a suit, and currently wearing a fedora of his own. So Tommy makes it into the vent, and Cobb is on his way up when this huge hoof grabs him and then just like slams him to the ground.
Me?
Yeah, and you take 2 as you bounce off the ground, and looming over top of you is Knuckles. What do you think you're doing? You made a big mistake coming back here, buddy.
So he doesn't know Tommy's up in the vent above me?
No.
I'm a little hurt, but can I see, so I'm looking up at him, can I see that Tommy's in the vent? Or, can I see the vent?
You can see the vent, yes. Well, yeah, you can see the vent, framed by his big bison horns.
I'm going to get out 2 of my signal flags and just start doing, a complex, intricate movement in front of his face.
Oh, no. What colors are you using?
I don't know. There's a one that's white with a blue chevron on it, and then another one's just yellow.
Are you trying to convey a message to me, or are you trying to confuse him?
I'm just distracting him, man. It's like the dance off. It's a flag off.
So do you want me to assist you, or do you want me to
something? Yes, this is the international sign for my friend, my unseen ally in the vent who's above this guy. Can help me out.
Right. So I didn't know what direction you were going.
Yeah, I know. I kind of just was like, I'll just see what he does, but if you directly ask me, sure, I'll tell you.
Well, I mean, obviously Tommy knows Cobb, and
I guess you would know. I don't. I just want to get out of this jam.
Sure.
But, he just picked me up and slammed me to the ground. So it's like, oh shit.
Sure. All right. So
think of his head like a safe.
All right. So positioning, where is, Bison Dude in relation to the crate we just dropped off?
So it's kind of like a storeroom to the bar. They have a kitchen. So big metal racks on, all the walls except for maybe the one where the door is.
Sure.
And I imagine you guys maybe cleared out a spot on one of the bottom racks and in a corner or someplace so that it's, kind of out of the way and hidden so they're not just going to stumble upon it.
All right. So here's my thoughts, and please tell me whether this is not accurate. if I light and drop a stick of dynamite behind the bison, will that cause enough stir in the air that a small spider could possibly slink away?
Yeah, it probably could.
It'd be unexpected.
He's definitely not. No one expects dynamite. But it's also not going to be subtle. That's for sure.
Right.
That's okay. I know Tommy's not subtle.
I can handle the subtle after the fact because I either go subtle real well or I go boom. That's what I do.
Go big or go home, Tommy. That's what I like.
I can sit here from above and I can shoot him with a Tommy gun.
Yeah.
Or I can drop a stick of dynamite on his feet. So I think that's the better way. Use, you can
try and knock over the shelves onto him.
People think
machine gun stuff you can try and do if you thought about it.
Was the crazy one.
You can maybe grab like spices or pepper or something and throw it in his face.
Dynamite sounds like the smart play.
I think the dynamite is more Tommy's, go-to. Okay. So that's what I do.
Hey, and if it draws a claw patrol here to investigate this illicit club, I got no problem with that.
So that's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Does that bring the heat?
That is bring the heat.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is. Bringing the explosive heat.
That's gonna be a 12 no doubles.
All right, 12 no doubles. I'll give you an extra damage for the for basically getting a crit.
Were you trying to kill the bison or just
no?
Cause mayhem.
My goal is to drop it far enough behind so that it stirs up the things exploding, has him turn around,
and I'll scurry out. Yep.
To slink up and get out.
I'm all on board with that, man.
He's not going to see me.
Right. He's just going to know the explosion.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you don't want to do damage. All right. So it's going to explode behind him and knock him forward, tripping over Cobb. Cobb, give me a get out of a jam to see if you can scurry away.
Okay. Oh, man, I got nervous the last one. Get out of a jam.
Yeah.
That's Moxie.
That's Moxie. Yep.
Well, let's see. Ooh, okay. I think I've done anything for that zero. So that is my 10.
Yeah.
Succeed. You scurry out. As you scurry up into the vent, you do hear. Well, actually, I don't think you hear anything. Your ears are friggin' ringing, or whatever spiders have that passes for ears.
Tommy just sees my mandible going. Like, I can't hear you.
So, is the plan to just run back to your hideouts, your enclosures? Is it to just hide and see what happens? What do you want to do here?
I don't think it's a good idea to be seen in a stolen vehicle right now.
I think it's move stealthily, trying to stay unobserved, eventually making our way back to our enclosures.
Okay.
But
we're just out for a night stroll down the path, right? We're not doing anything.
Well, I mean, we don't want to be seen out close to this place since there was so we need to get slyly away from it.
Yes.
And
good call.
All right. So with that, I'm going to jump back to Eve and Oliver real fast, and then we'll see what happens with you guys.
All right.
What do you guys do after you leave?
Well, what do you want to do, Oliver?
I kind of want to see where the Paw Patrol is going.
Ooh. You want to spy on the police?
Well, it's a smart idea to know what they're up to.
Ooh. You're dangerous.
You knew that.
I know, but that's especially dangerous.
Only
if we're quiet about it.
Fair. What do you think we'll find? I'm curious.
I don't know. I just want to see if they're really on the level.
Very well, darling. Lead on.
Okay, I'm gonna follow the Claw Patrol.
All right, so following Claw Patrol, and so yeah, after they kind of like smash up the Speakeasy, dumping booze all over the place, and basically just making it hard for them to be in business. You know, they just do a foot patrol kind of around the zoo. From here they go through the market. They're kind of cordial, greeting people. You know, if someone looks like they're tough or something, they kind of give them a little bit of a hard time and hassle them a little bit. But for the most part, they seem to be on the up and up and seem to be trying to maintain law and order.
Okay.
Please tell me one of them is an Irish Terrier.
They're wolves, man.
They're all wolves.
I know. I just keep thinking Paw Patrol instead of Claw Patrol.
That's where
I can't get it out of my head. I can't unhear it. I'm sorry.
Mission accomplished. As a matter of fact, the more you watch them, the more they seem kind of boring.
Oh.
All right. So apparently what we have here are exactly what they look like they are.
And it is at that point that you hear a very large kaboom. And I'm just going to assume you guys are going to be like, I think I know what that's from. Oh. And it is coming from the direction that you know where Tommy was last.
What is it with otters and explosives?
And that is when the Claw Patrol leaps into action. And the sergeant starts yelling orders, and they begin trotting in that direction.
Oh. I can probably fly faster than they can run. Somebody needs to let the others know what's up.
You can absolutely fly faster. And from your bird's eye view, the thing that you do notice is there's actually more than one patrol heading in that direction now.
Okay.
So these guys have multiple Claw Patrols.
Yes.
Oh. This got more interesting and
each one
dangerous.
is, and also like you've seen it like throughout the week you had seen that there were multiple ones, and it is generally four flat paws and a sergeant. So as more like link up, there's now 3 patrols heading in that direction, and they kind of just like in unison fall in line with each other, and they seem very organized, and they've done this before.
Okay. Well, I won't be able to keep up with Oliver, so I'm just going to kind of like sneak back to the hideout, probably like mention to Oliver or something, because there's no way I can keep up with him.
And he needs to go fast if he's going to warn the others before these guys get there.
So I'll just get out of the way so that I'm not like in danger and a worry for him.
Yeah. All right. So Oliver, are you going all the way to Monkey Business?
If I have to.
Oh, it's completely up to you. You don't have to do anything.
I mean, okay, what I'm saying is if I don't run into them on the way there, then yes.
Let's see. What route are you guys looking to do, Cobb and Tommy?
So we were going from Miami Ice to the hidey hole?
Either, I don't know if you guys are going to the hidey hole, your enclosures.
So I would imagine that we would have planned if everything went according to plan, we would just, head out like it was a normal thing. This is the backup plan of going in a non-direct route. So we would probably try away.
What if we went over the wall and took her the long way back to our, where are we going? Our enclosures or
initially, like, we're looking for a hide place now, and then eventually to our
So you guys, if you're looking at the map and you can see the big Z and the Asian elephant, the road. So essentially like the the three patrols kind of meet up right there at that T, and now they're like heading down, and this is what you see, Oliver, as they're heading towards Miami Ice.
And where are we at that time?
You guys are, well, that's what we're going to see, depending on where you say you're trying to get to and how you want to get there.
Well, if we were still relatively close to Miami Ice and we actually spotted that, I would say let's go over the wall. I mean, the edge of the zoo is right there, right to the west. I don't know if you can get over there. But 3 patrols of those things, there's no way. Or we could hide. But like I said, I don't know if we're right there, we could see them, or did they catch us in that? You know?
Are we able to go up and over, Dave?
You can definitely try and do that. You're just gonna have to give me a get out of the jam.
What do you want to do?
Let's do your plan.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to also do that?
Yep.
Okay.
7.
Oof, I'm going to spend a marker to turn it into a success because that was not a success. And there's no doubles or anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
you spend the marker and you're scot-free. Are you going to leave that as a stand instead?
I don't like when you say that, so I will spend a marker as well.
Well, you do have 3 patrols, claw patrols heading towards where.
Yeah, that seems worth it. I'm not getting caught near.
I mean, we're at session 8. I've only spent 3. When a DM asks you that kind of question, it could be a success.
Been playing RPGs long enough to know.
So, Oliver, you see 2 shadowy figures scurry away from monkey business and over the walls, and as they're going over the walls, the claw patrols burst into monkey business, and I don't know if Al Capone's going to find the illicit goods there, but the claw patrol just might. As you kind of experience from the outside, from what you can see and from what you can hear, is the thing that just happened, at the Speakeasy you're just at is happening here, but probably even more so because this is also a gambling hall.
Just before Cobb and Tommy slip over the wall and we look back and I say, we managed some major mayhem tonight. Good job. Nice working with you.
And then Oliver, you spot one other thing.
Uh-huh.
A small, frumpy figure in a fedora hat, moving far quicker than you thought they would be able to.
Oh no, is it Alice?
It is absolutely Alice going to get the scoop. And looking at a stack of papers as she shoves them into her jacket. And then as she gets to the outside, she then kind of goes into stealth mode.
Interesting.
You know what? I trust her to handle herself.
And with all the commotion going on, Eve, it's pretty easy for you to get back to either your hideout or your enclosure, wherever you want to go.
Okay. I think so. The player in me wants to cause problems, but I think the character Eve would want to just go to the hideout so that it's not a worry for Oliver, especially because that's what she told him she was doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll just go back to the hideout.
Okay. At this point, what is it that Oliver would like to do?
I'm gonna see if the first two figures that I saw were my friends.
Yeah, it doesn't take you too long to catch up to them and see that it is.
Oh,
so I take it you guys realized the Claw Patrol got brought down on you.
Yeah, where did they all come from? It's like they knew we were there. I mean,
well, it wasn't quiet.
True, but I mean, they were still at response time. I mean, you'd think you'd have at least a couple minutes. It's like that dynamite went off, we entered the vent, and they were there.
Now we're gonna have to be quieter from now on.
We wouldn't have went over the. I mean, we're over the wall here. That was pretty intense. By the way, Tommy, thanks again, saving my chitinous behind.
We might be over the wall, but I'm over the moon with the way that went. I'm glad you didn't get hurt, but I don't think I was expecting quite this good a reaction.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, as long as we didn't get caught, as long those flat paws just busted up an illicit thing, I could really go for a drink. You think the sty's open?
I don't recommend it.
Why is that?
About that.
If they're out in this kind of force.
Well, we didn't know. We didn't see that. That just happened. Like
no, we just saw that there's 15 patrols.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Below us. Like,
they already massively messed up the green lemur.
The green lemur? That's like a city. That's like a normie bar.
Why would they be in there?
Because they were drinking.
It's supposed to be like that, huh?
It's prohibition, man.
Right. I'm just like.
Yeah, I don't know if Tommy knows about that.
People happening to them right now. Because that had not been a thing before. Or was it a thing and the zoo caps just didn't enforce it? Or is it like a new thing that these people are doing?
It's that the law enforcement here before was basically all on the take and lazy, corrupt, and scared. Right? So like there's 3 different factions.
Okay. Well, we just need to figure out what the wolves want. And we'll just provide for them just like people that do our thing have always done.
Sure.
But how are we going to get back in there? We can't go back over here. It's probably crawling with those guys that can snip us.
Well, if only we had some ally who could just kind of fly us to where we need to go.
I'm not sure I can lift you, but I can...
You carried me before.
Oh, well, in that case.
I thought you did.
Yeah, I'll just take them on over and drop them in something soft looking.
I mean, the otter enclosure has water in it, so.
Do you know how forgiving water is when you drop from a high altitude into it? Not very.
It's not. It's like hitting.
Otters are probably like natural born cliff divers.
Yeah. How did things go with at the paper, by the way?
Well, Alice is over there trying to get information on what's happening right now.
Oh shit! Do you think she saw me and Tommy leave?
Oh no, she definitely didn't. She didn't come around until after you guys were clear. But
even better.
I do think that she's more interested in the I tried to make a pun out of this and I couldn't think of a way to do that. The police brutality that these wolves are bringing down.
Well, hey, no news about us is good news to me.
Yeah, she seemed kind of giddy as you guys were being chased out of the green lemur.
She's a crusader. She must be one of those incorruptible types. Their eyes a pain in the chitin.
Well, we know what she wants. She wants the big scoop. She wants to be doing the right thing. So all we have to do is convince her that what we want is the right thing.
Yeah.
And right now, that's to get rid of those wolves.
I don't know how much control we have over that.
On our own, yeah.
So is this kind of taking place like outside the wall before you fly people back, or?
Oh, I imagined we were walking back.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got, and you could very well just walk the outer perimeter of the zoo and kind of pop back in over at the otter exhibit on the other side.
Yeah. There's several otter things. Well, I guess we never really.
we didn't decipher that much. All I know is it's not the giant ones.
I don't think I've ever been in your enclosure before, Tommy. This isn't bad.
The North American one is where I believe that's where we said Machine Gun Otto's territory is.
Oh yeah, so he's a giant river adder. That's up in the north.
There's another one up at the top for
by the harpy eagle and the two-toed sloth.
Yeah, and that's where the other one is where Tommy. That's
you got a nice enclosure up here.
Yeah, it's got plenty of rocks, plenty of water, plenty of hidey holes.
And what more does an otter need?
Those peanuts.
Would like my brother, but don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, what a downer.
I'll go let Eve know you guys are all right.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Not fly off because nobody's going to think twice about another bird.
So the next morning before the zoo opens, I don't know, whoever gets a hold of the Daily Zoo, there's the front page is Claw Patrol biggest bust ever, and it is them opening up the crate you hid with crowbars in Monkey Cohen's
she got a photo of that.
Yes, because she had been tipped off that Monkey Cohen might have had something involved, and she's been to his storerooms before. Yeah. So the picture is like two of them with the crowbars, and then the third one like reaching towards her with a paw out like this.
I was actually thinking, as I watched that We Own This City, and there was something about that, and I was just like, did they restage it to get the photo? Like, okay, put the lid back on and let her take the photo.
And yeah. So it's like them opening it up, realizing she's there, and trying to chase her out at the same time.
She's a good journalist, though. She got in there.
And the whole story is about how the wolves have entered the zoo and they're cleaning up the crime. Monkey Cohen was arrested, and it talks about all the illegal contraband that was taken from his storerooms. They've been busting up the speakeasies. There's a little grumbly bit about that because no one actually ever wanted prohibition, so
right.
So there's a little editorial there, but most of it just sticks to the facts, and how the wolves are cleaning up the zoo.
All right. So whatever you said must have worked, Eve.
What do we think the ramifications are of this? Like,
I mean, that's right now Owl's territory. It's got to severely weaken her organization.
The chaos is delicious, though. Think about it.
Oh, I'm enjoying it.
It points every which way but towards us. I love it.
Yes, and the Claw Patrol is now sniffing around everyone who's not us.
Yeah.
Alice is getting her scoops and just further spinning the tale. Al Capone is likely furious right now. I can only imagine her face.
And with the neighborhoods feeling the hurt of those missing goods, I think the fine folk who live in Don Hambino's territory would be happy to get some relief with, maybe a portion of some of what's missing. I think it'd be about time for that.
Only if we can do it slyly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we want to let the Don decide what to do with the tribute.
Should we try and see if we can set up a meeting outside of the sty? You think?
I think so. Sure. At least with one of his top guys.
Sure.
So
we're working our way up.
I think that's probably a job for Eve.
If anybody can convince one of his lieutenants to give us a meeting.
Okay. I haven't used my feature yet.
This is a perfect time to try out that new thing you learned, Eve.
Dave, could I try Ace in the Hole? Well, it's not my new feature, but I haven't used my feature this time, the Ace in the Hole, to see if I have a contact.
You may.
So I'll see if I maybe have a contact that's like in good with Carlo Hambino. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping my dice everywhere. Hold on. All right, let's see what I got.
Like an underboss, maybe, if we try.
Okay, I have doubles, no bosses. And man, these dice are crazy favoring 9s tonight. So 9 plus, what am I rolling? Sly plus 2, that's 11.
So success with doubles.
Yeah, that is my third, fourth, 9 tonight. Like, that's wild.
So you'll get a forward on your next roll.
Good to go.
So who's your contact? Who do you want to
use? Let's go with Jesper. He's a parrot. And he is a forger, like what Cobb mentioned. And so he is the one that deals with all of the documents related to Carlo Hambino's business to make sure everything looks like it's on the up and up.
So you have a mutual friend. Jesper has been in the employ of Carlo Hambino for many, many years. He's dabbled with some of the other bosses as well, but he's kind of moved away from them and almost exclusively works for Carlo nowadays, especially as the zoo started heating up and everyone's been kind of forced to pick a side. So Jesper will absolutely set up a meeting with you, between you and Carlo, and once Carlo realizes you are the ones that brought him the heads of the ones that busted into his establishment, it goes a long way towards greasing those wheels.
Mm-hmm. Well, is
there anything in particular? Well, actually, so as you meet with Jesper, is there anything else particular you want me to convey to Carlo? You know, he's a busy man, and I don't want to waste his time.
Just that we have the deepest respect for the Dan, and we wanted to offer him a special tribute, and we had a business matter to discuss that we think he might be interested in.
Okay. Since obviously, I know you, Eve, and I know you wouldn't waste the Don's time, so I trust your judgment on this, and I'll see what I can do. And it gets arranged, and you have a meeting set up for this evening.
Where is it set up at?
So let's see. You actually get invited back to his enclosure.
Oh,
whoa!
And that's the Warthog enclosure. Right there in the center of the zoo, basically.
I see it.
I imagine there's like check your weapons at the door kind of deal.
Yeah. You guys will actually be searched and before you can go in.
I will kind of expect this, and I will have everything like in a pack or something that I can just be like,
oh, I got this dynamite here, and I got this knife. And...
I will totally reach into my pouch though and be like, take a moment and put the rock in my pouch. I think that's everything. And I'll hold up my arms to be searched.
Yeah. So they search you. They're a little evasive with your pouch, but But after that, you're kind of led into the enclosure, and they have a nice long table set up. White tablecloth. There's guards standing around in suits. All bruiser animals. Other
looks
warthogs.
Suspiciously like that art we've got.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of peanuts on the table. There's a gun sitting there.
Yeah, pretty much, right? And he says, "Hey, welcome, friends. Come, sit down."
Oh, thank you so much for inviting us, Dan.
I would have talked to Eve to find out like what's protocol. Whether like do I bow? Do I just kind of nod? And whatever Eve tells me I should do here, totally will.
Hey, thanks to 700 Pure Wizard for the super chat.
Oh, awesome.
Much appreciated. Glad you're enjoying this story. So one of the things you notice when you guys sit down, kind of flanking Carlo Hambino is either side mounted to a tree, is the heads.
Ah, I like the decor.
Yeah, well, I kind of had to clear out. I had to clear things out at the old, the old sty. Like, we shut down for a little while, unfortunately.
Yeah, these wolf packs are making things pretty difficult out there.
Yeah, we're not a fan at all. But I got Big Renee and Alligator here to keep me some company.
Alligator. Oh, yeah.
So as he does that, I will turn to them and say, "Hey, long time no see. You lost a few pounds."
You got a sense of humor, kid. I like that.
Well, sometimes you have to in this business. But,
so what is it that you've brought me here for? Or, well, I guess I brought you here. It's also confusing with all these wolves running around nowadays. Everything's all.
Don, as you know, speaking of those wolves, they've made it pretty difficult for not only for to do our thing, but also for the good people that live in your that have enclosures in your territory, and it seems that that Monkey Cone was mixed up in something that might have had something to do with that, but we just wanted to let you know that we have a I'm not quite sure how I want to put it.
We have a supply of things that the populace here feels like they're lacking at the moment, and we can kind of make a tribute to you so that you can disseminate as you feel would best help out the morale.
Yeah, it seems some of that contraband just fell right off the monorail, and we were able to come upon it.
So when you say that, he kind of looks at you and tilts his head and gives a wink, and then he slaps something on the table, and on the table you can see it's today's Daily Zoo, with the picture that Alice took on the cover there, or on the front page, and
unfortunately, Monkey was able to keep his monkey paws on at least some of that contraband. I mean, he had it right there in his club. It's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, and something must have gone boom with his plan. Drew the heat right down on him.
You guys impressed me before, I gotta say, but now, if I'm putting 2 and 2 together here and coming up with 4, you are even more impressive than I thought. Organization.
I heard you were a math whiz.
What did you say, Doug?
I said I heard you were a math whiz.
Well, I got the bean counters for that, to be honest with you,
Well, there are 4 of us,
so what do you propose? Are you trying to sell me this stuff?
Oh, no.
No.
As operators in your territory, yes, as Tommy's saying.
We're looking to offer tribute. I mean, we've done some work, and I mean, to be fair, we won't hide behind it. We're looking to join, whatever it takes to get noticed.
Takes a deep puff off his cigar. I don't trust anyone that works for free. You're gonna have to take a cut.
Oh, we took our.
Oh, we already took our cut.
We're looking to give some back to you so that you can disseminate as you see fit for your organization and your people.
We're considering it an investment. We're investing in your ability in your belief that we can be earners.
This is definitely going to hurt. Al Capone, right where it hurts.
That was kind of the idea.
I bet she's got her beak all in a twist now. She's probably gutted some of her best people over this.
She's already lost some. Again, looking back at the wall.
She's always been so ruthless, so vicious.
There's always somebody more ruthless out there.
There's the hopes that with laying the blame at Monkey Cohen, she would indeed turn on her own. Maybe not do her in, but possibly weaken her enough that maybe she could be brought down or just brought out of power.
Well, I mean, things have been getting kind of tight here at the zoo, so it would be good to have a little more breathing room. Business used to be much better, but as our families have grown together, there just isn't enough to go around anymore.
I've heard stories about the days when there was less families and you had that breathing room. And I think we'd like to help bring about those days again for you as part of your organization.
But I feel like we got a new problem.
The feds.
These feds breathing down our neck. I totally cleared out the sty after I saw what happened to the green lemur and monkey business. Keep things quiet for a bit.
Well, the question is, they seem to move pretty quick about the zoo. And there's quite a lot of how do you isolate? It's a question more to like everybody in the room, not just to Carlo Hambino.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
I said, there's so many of them. Like, they seem to be able to move about the zoo and just kind of appear together.
Oh, yeah.
How do you isolate?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, what do they do if there's more than one disaster at the same time?
I don't know. I never had to deal with this sort of heat before.
That's not a bad idea. Start poking and prodding and see how they respond. Or maybe wait and see what Al Capone and old machine gun Otto does. I mean, that one's a bit of a wild card.
That's true. I mean, with those missing goods from the monorail, we can a healthy organization can afford to lay low for a little while till things cool off or whatever happens with those other two families.
I think that
I don't presume to tell your business now.
I think that Otto is fundamentally incapable of laying low. So this could actually be good for us if we use it as an opportunity. Let him hang himself.
Yeah, to see the thing about Al Capone, she's always so busy trying to prove herself. Prove that she's just as good as the boys, In some ways, it makes her like Otto. Otto is so reckless. His neighborhood, they don't really respect him. They just fear him. See, that's why I was trying to take care of the neighborhood. It's where you live. You know what they say about doing what where you live. It's not a good idea.
Machine gun was the reason that my brother got transferred out of here. So
I wonder if in a zoo it would be different, saying like you do shit where you live. Like, well, we all live in our enclosures. Got to do it right while people are watching.
Yeah, but you have humans to clean it up.
Yeah. It's funny. I like to look at them when they're doing it.
So, Oliver,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a particular plan in mind?
Well, it's only a matter of time before Otto does something overt, and in terms of Al Capone, you just have to press her the right way, and we both know that.
That's true. You know, Oliver, Tommy, I know why you aren't working with your own. I've checked you both out, so I understand why you're not with Otto and why you're not with Al Capone. What about you two? What's your story? You're both new to the zoo.
To work with winners, and besides, I eat birds for breakfast. Like literally.
Well, for my part, when I came to the zoo, I was very quick to make friends, as I do. I love the nightlife and I love the glamour of it all, the glitz. And unfortunately, Al Capone and I had a run-in, and she assumed a lot of things about me because I'm a snake and coerced me into helping her. And I despised her for it because no one forces me to do anything.
She is a creature of action, that is for sure. Not quite as reckless as Otto, but they're similar in some ways. I like to sit back and observe and see what's going on and think about things for a bit before I react. That's why I pulled the sty down for now. See what these wolves are going to do.
That's why your family's been here the longest, Dan.
So, forgive the idea, but we don't want the wolves around. That part is obvious. I don't know whether we have to expect them to be around for a time or forever, but what if we work from the inside? I don't think they're going to just accept anyone to join forces, but what if we become regular citizens? Be pleasant, be helpful, say what we see, share what we know. We happen to know where Otto is doing this, where Owl is doing that.
Like private investigators?
I don't know. I mean, even for our enemies, I don't know if I feel right working with the feds.
I think that
I look over at Dan Hamden and he was just like
at the mention of working with the wolves in that capacity, narrows his eyes a little.
Right. No, I was about to say, no, I think that if they happen to go after them, then it's kind of like utilizing a natural disaster to our advantage, but actually working with them is a clear breach of Omerta.
Like I said, apologies for putting the idea out there. It was an idea that crossed my mind.
Yeah, sure.
All the otters seem a little crazy. I'll let it slide this time. But yeah, we're not so
wild cards, right?
I got it to work like a fiddle by accident the first time. I was honestly just trying to help a friend out that caused the boom that brought the heat down on Monkey Cohen. Just a happy coincidence. But if there were other ways to enact the same kind of plan, I'm down for it, whatever it is.
We need to find a weak one and get them to work for us.
Mr. Cohen is
Hambino.
Mr. Cohen, who is Mr. Hambino. Mr. Hambino. Forgive me. Here's a proposition for you, if you will. We've been outside the zoo walls before. And the fact is, these wolves have begun tearing apart any pleasurable activities that are, shall we say, questionable or prohibited. But supplies for said activities exist outside. Perhaps, just perhaps, you might find new thriving business in underground, discreet places that serve not only our folk, but the common folk. The Green Lemur was recently raided and destroyed in a rude and upsetting manner. And I have friends who liked going there, civilian friends. Perhaps if you were to open, say, underground, discreet locations that screen their patrons prior to entry, you have to know someone to get in. Perhaps you could make a great deal, piles and piles of peanuts from the masses who are being abused even by these villainous law enforcement. Think of it.
Exclusive club does sound pretty cool.
The profit potential is enormous, astronomical even, because you're no longer catering to only our kind, which would make things more incentivized to be peaceable. Because suddenly we're serving common folks. And if you kill off your market, then you have no market.
Oh yeah, that's bad for business always. I like where you're going with this. We could enlist the Gopher Underground.
It's got built-in exclusivity, so people would probably pay a premium to get to one of the only hip joints in the zoo.
Indeed.
Oh, I thought you were talking about maybe doing it outside the zoo. Going outside the feds district.
That too, providing transport for civilians to get outside the zoo, that's a lucrative venture. Those with disposable peanuts might be very willing to part with them.
And in theory, just a thought, if it were done outside of the zoo, you might attract other animals from outside the zoo, or possibly from other zoos. You might even be able to make contacts with other zoos and expand your empire beyond these walls. Just imagine the potential.
We do have some familiarity with the Pidgeotto family. I'm sure you'd have to deal with them if you were doing anything on the outside the walls here.
We did have to do a job for the Pigeon Park Mafia to help out Dr. Ruffenstein. And while they don't have the mass, they have the masses. They encounter quite a lot out there.
Could be a very opportune time in the zoo here for an enterprising family, and I'd certainly love to be a member of that family, whoever it might be.
It certainly could. I'm thinking that you folks are going to be joining our ranks on a probationary basis for now.
Of course, one can't be too careful.
But I like the way you've been operating so far. You've got some good ideas. This joint effort between inside the zoo and outside, going beyond the jurisdiction of the feds, that might be a good idea. Maybe we can use this to our advantage. Or maybe we can use it to lure the feds outside the zoo. And maybe if the humans catch them out there, they'll have to send them away.
Now that's some big picture thinking. I got much respect for you, Dan Hambino.
Well, at the end of the day, if we're going to get back to business as normal, we're going to have to get rid of them wolves.
So a setup then.
Set up. For now, maybe we can let the rashness of Machine Gun Otto be. Maybe that'll be a little bit of his undoing, weaken his organization, or maybe he'll just thin out the pack as you would.
we'll lay low while that happens and make our plans and our connections for this underground club
And
scam.
I don't know. Al Capone's response might be as vicious and brutal as Otto's, because she's not one to take kindly to a challenge to her authority.
And she is very ambitious.
So we've got a lot to think about here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite fine with settling back and warring with words and plans while they whittle themselves out of power and people.
And as much as you got to think about here, it looks like we got a lot of sumptuous food to start eating here too, Don. This table's fantastic. I say as I raise a glass salute.
Yeah, the table has definitely got everything that, any of you would want on it there. There's plenty of booze, which you're applied with booze and food and desserts throughout the night. Even has like someone come in and play violin, and then someone comes in with a squeeze box, and so there's entertainment as well. And before he kind of sends you off for the night, would like to send you as my emissaries out into the park to set up the meeting.
I think we'd be honored to do that. Yeah, I look at my fellow Mab.
Absolutely. In person, or shall we tell them to come to you? Will you come to them?
I think we're going to have to go someplace neutral.
How about
I don't think anybody would expect the Don to leave the zoo, though. I mean, of somebody of your stature.
That is true, but you know what? Every Don sees themselves as the king of their kingdom. So I can't expect another Don.
I've got a lot to learn from you.
Not see things the same.
We could scope out, find out where Don Midge Pidgeon considers his territory.
That's true.
And set up something outside of that territory that's out of the zoo, so it's not yours, and it's out of his territory, so it is for him. Both can meet and have a conversation.
That J.C. Brantley's place was pretty nice.
I got another idea. I got an old friend, owes me a favor. He's been running a place down by the water for a long time now. I think maybe they'd be willing to host the meeting. It will be neutral grounds for either of us. I'll send over one of the boys with some more information for you tomorrow night, and then we can get this thing moving.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dan. We won't let you down.
And with that, you take it you've been dismissed. Unless there's something else you guys want to say.
Nope.
Yeah, if he makes it, if we get the whiff that it's time to go, then I'm going.
Yeah, I don't wait a moment longer than what Tommy would feel.
I was holding in, clenching my chitin together that whole time, you guys.
You know,
I was holding in a web.
With all of this talk of going beyond the zoo walls, I had a thought. Tommy, who's to say we couldn't break into the records room and find out where your brother is and bust him out?
Well, I doubt he's going to be at anywhere close. He's going to be at another zoo. That would be quite a detour.
Quite a caper. Maybe not immediately. Maybe not right now. Maybe we've got home business to take care of first, but why the hell not?
I mean, if we get accepted into the family, we'll certainly have at least the more clout and resources to make something like that happen.
Oh, it's huge. People would be talking about us for eons.
I've definitely, had some thought to go in there and look, but I've put, and he puts his, balls out towards the lot of you. Put all of you, first. I mean, there's, pulling a zoo to zoo caper off is not something that I feel I'm entirely ready for, because
that sounds like a season 2 sort of thing to me, yeah. But we can start laying the seeds and the groundwork for it now.
It was just something that occurred to me. If we are already pulling and pushing our ambition beyond the walls of the zoo, why should we stop with the park?
You want the world and everything in it?
I appreciate the sentiment, and the idea can kind of sitting back and see what we might do with it later.
And that sounds like the perfect place to end Zoo Mafia RPG for the evening. Thanks everyone for playing. Thanks everyone for watching. Down in the description, there are links for the Zoo Mafia newsletter. That's the first place we're going to send out the quick start rules after we put them together for you folks. Also, you can check out Robin Miller and Stephen Partridge down there. Stalk them across the interwebs in the good way, not the creepy way. And also this Friday, don't you have a game, Ted?
I do. So come back and join myself, Robin, and some awesome other players as we do the next session of Untraditionally Arcane, and see what new wizardly antics these wonderful players are going to be getting up to.
And of course, we'll be back here Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern time for another live chat with Aaron Miller, a artist and D&D guy. So with that, until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.